wanting to live, wanting to be, actually just left him.
And he always talked about being ready. And he said, if we live right, there'll be no fear of dying. And he was looking forward to his life in the hereafter. He died quietly and peacefully.
He's not just Amos Ferguson. He is a legend. He's a legend that we could never get back. The Bahamas could never produce a man again.
He'll be remembered as a very important, significant, prolific artist. I just think he was one of a kind.
I think if we were to look for an exhumian, we will always remember Amos Ferguson.
He never forgot where he came from. He loved the forest. He was proud of his family. He was proud of his heritage.
I was proud to know that he was my uncle. Let the children know that this is where the famous artists came from.
He's probably now the Michelangelo of the Bahamas.
I think he'll be one of the 2 or 3 most remembered artists of the Caribbean forever.
I have been extremely blessed because he touched my life in such a way that not many people have done.
Amos Ferguson followed his heart, doing what it is that he felt he was placed on this earth to do, and that was to simply paint.
He should be remembered, should be respected, should be celebrated in the Bahamas, in the Caribbean, enriching so many people's lives, and in world art too.
Love yourself, love others, do the best you can. And whatever gift or talent, it is really for the uplifting of society. This is the life that he lived.
Amos has played a very significant role in bringing to the attention of our countrymen this aspect of heritage. Those who have similar talents would have the courage and the sense of inspiration to say, I could do more. I can be just like Amos.
Amos is the greatest. I love him.
Scared on Carol?
Right here, man, right here.
Carol,
Hey,
you vaccinated?
bro, I keep telling you, it don't really make sense to get vaccinated because all the people who get vaccinated, they still dying.
You don't be listening to the vaccine committee press conference. Dr. Dan Regis is be giving real statistics. I actually have it ready on my phone. Hey, 6 feet more, brother. Out of 411 hospitalizations, 400 were unvaccinated. 11 had 1 dose and none were fully vaccinated. And out of 53 COVID deaths, 52 were unvaccinated. 1 had 1 dose. And all the people who were fully vaccinated, ain't none of them dead.
I hear that all the vaccinated people still die. That's what they say.
See, I didn't tell you about getting your information on WhatsApp. Go to reputable sources, OPM, the Ministry of Health, CDC, or the World Health Organization. I can send you the links, man.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shoshana Rolf-Ferguson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, responsible for the Disaster Reconstruction Authority and NEMA, taking a look at hurricane-ravaged areas of East Grand Bahama today. The Honorable Miles LaRota toured the Sweeting Ski community, as well as communities on the mainland that were severely impacted by Hurricane Dorian 2 years ago. Our Megan Shepard was there.
Sweeting Ski still a main focus of assessment for newly appointed ministers and the government of the Bahamas. The Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, the Honorable Miles LaRota, conducting a fact-finding mission on the Key during his first official visit.
We visited a few of the homes that were done by the Rotary. We visited the clinic and the government dock and other buildings there. I spoke personally with a few of the residents to ask them the position and their life since Dorian. I witnessed firsthand the devastation to government buildings and to private homes. I witnessed that there are still tents that I'm advised people are still staying. I've been advised by residents that there are a lot of the residents from Sweeting Ski are actually in Grand Bahama, the main island, living in Freeport, and those individuals would love to return home and would do so but for having homes to return to.
While highlighting the 17 homes constructed by Rotary, Minister LaRota gave this update on works completed to date by the Disaster Reconstruction Authority.
I'm also advised that there was some assistance granted by the DRA. I think the contributions were capped at $10,000. But there's a lot of work to be done. The clinic is about, I'm hearing it's ready, but there's no electricity there. The school is down. The government docks need to be expanded. Overall, I've seen worse. The island is clean. I can say a lot of the debris is moved, but normalcy has not returned. It's 2 years later. And I'm there to visit firsthand to see whatever assistance that this present government that I am fortunate to be a part of could play in returning the lives, normalcy to the lives of those individuals.
Now, while on the Key, the Minister of State heard concerns firsthand from residents and local government officials. The top concern, proper infrastructure on the island, particularly as it relates to the only school on the Key.
I don't know yet what the plans are. I've heard differing positions, and I will reserve judgment until I know officially what's going to be done for those children who are from Sweeting Ski. I've had conversations about the possibility of kids from an island community having to catch a ferry and then catch a bus to go to school. and the difficulty that's put on them with this adversity. Like I said, no decision is made yet, but I hope that we will take into consideration the quality of life of our young kids who would have to do 2 trips a day.
Minister LaRota says he's leaving with a mission.
I've been given some personal messages to take back to my cabinet colleagues, and that is that, you know, there are people from that community who would like to return home, and that if the government could put them in a position where they could return, they would gladly do so. One in particular was a lady who mentioned her sister. I won't call her name, but I think she knows this.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Now to the health beat. The Ministry of Health confirming 22 new cases of COVID-19 in the country. 18 of those cases are in New Providence, 3 in Grand Bahama, and 1 location pending. There are 67 hospitalizations. 5 are in Grand Bahama. 2 persons are in the intensive care unit, while 14 recoveries were reported, and the death toll stands at 643. The Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Michael Darville, addressing the COVID-19 situation in the country today during the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press conference. He says that COVID-19 cases are trending downward, and it is a positive sign.
Our vaccinations are going up. We believe through WHO, the target for countries around the world was 40% vaccination by the end of the year. We are close to 40 now, and I think that we would surpass that thanks to the efforts of our vaccination committee and all the professionals and volunteers who are part of that. We're also pleased to report that our vaccinations are going extremely well in the Family Islands because the clinics are now responsible for the vaccination, supervised by our committee. And then we got our tranche of the 57,000 doses of Pfizer.
Now, recently, the Grand Bahama Shipyard reportedly implemented a mandatory vaccination policy for all contractors who will have access to the property, and there has been some controversy surrounding that. Minister Darville commenting on the issue, and he says vaccination is only voluntary at this time.
Many private sector groups who want to get ahead of the government, I say to them that they must fall within the parameters of the law. Now, we've seen this with many private sector groups, and because they want to ensure that their environment is safe, someone who is unvaccinated and untested can compromise their environment. And so it's a very difficult thing to do because we must protect the right of the vaccinated person and we must protect the right of the unvaccinated person. And it's a juggling act. But as we stand today, it's very important to abide by the rule of law, which is clear that unvaccinated persons in our community have rights like the vaccinated. And this is why free testing is important.
Well, the Minister of Health and Wellness says that he is also seeking legal advice on the issue and plans to interact with the business community to find common ground. In other news, no clear date has been set as yet for the 2022 local government elections, but it is believed to take place early next year. The chief counselor for the City of Freeport Council says he plans to offer himself once again in the Marco City constituency and says local government is still relevant as it is needed for community development. Ramiko Knowles has more in this report.
Chief Counselor for the City of Freeport Council and Counselor for Marco City, Kendall Culmer, says he is seeking a second term. He considers his first term a great learning experience.
I was able to get my feet wet in serving my community, and there are some other plans that I wasn't able to get off the drawing board that I'd like to follow through with.
But just how effective is the system of local government?
I think the problem that we have here in Grand Bahama is that we have a three-headed monster somewhat to say. You have local government, central government, port authority, that stifles it sometimes, but local government actually fills that void, that gap between the people and central government, and they have a voice in between there.
And as for the number of persons who are expected to offer as candidates in the upcoming election, he says there seems to be a high level of interest.
A lot of persons I know have been asking when it will be, so I'm assuming they're asking so they can offer themselves, but no one has actually committed as yet.
Culmer notes that in the last term, there were some unexpected challenges like Hurricane Dorian and the global pandemic, but he believes it fostered a greater relationship with the community.
After the storm, I was there on the ground to help assist and bring persons to some form of normalcy. I was able to provide just under $20,000 in building materials to help persons with their home. During the pandemic, I assisted with the Member of Parliament for Marco City in terms of a feeding program. We provided breakfast on the weekends, and then we gave out packages to the homes for the residents in Marco City.
He shares some of his plans if elected in the next term.
I want to do more social projects within the community of Marco City, to work along more with the Pilot Club, Rotary, the churches, pastors within that community, to try bring the community together as one. This term we did a lot of infrastructural work in those communities, but now we want to put those parks to use and try bring family-based projects together to build and grow the community.
The chief counselor for the city of Freeport adds that his work speaks for itself, and he's confident that he will be re-elected. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, investigations are continuing into that shooting incident in 8 Mile Rock on Tuesday night that left one man dead and another injured. The men were shot outside a business establishment. This is the second fatal shooting in the 8 Mile Rock area within the past 2 months. In this report, a leader in the Christian community is condemning the deadly violence and calling for peace on the streets. Italia Hall reports.
Family members have identified the island's latest murder victim as James Taylor, a resident of the 8 Mile Rock community. The recent shooting coming as a surprise for many in that area, including pastor of More Than a Conqueror Church, Apostle Andre Ferguson. He says one homicide is one too many and shares this concern.
You've never really heard about shootings in 8 Mile Rock on the west. Grand Bahama is known as, of course, for crime rate to be low, and that seems to be getting out of hand, the bottom line. And so, again, like I said, one is one too much. And so we're concerned. We're concerned about the community. We're concerned about our island in general. We're concerned about the country in general.
The pastor adds that he was able to meet with the victim's family this week to talk and pray with them.
During that time, we learned that the deceased, the victim, man left a 1-year-old son. And, you know, that just touched my heart. And it's like, it just, brothers, you know, I want to say to you, it ain't worth it. A 1-year-old child left behind through the hands of murder.
And to the person or persons responsible for the crime, he had this message.
It could be different reasons, but it seemed to be a gang issue or a tit for tat, if you please, or revenge, if you please. And one of the things you might want to do or help or to reach out is to have a conversation. Well, I personally, I'm available. I'm always in the community, and they could just call me. I can't really speak for anyone else. We're always out there, the church, MTC. We're always giving out. We're always doing outreach in the community. My number is 810-7831. Call me, Apostle Andre Ferguson, 810-7831. Want to talk? There's an issue, something you need to resolve. Is you know, you're dealing with it in your mind, and you're feeling like you know you just want to go and deal with it. Listen, there's a better way to deal with it.
Apostle Ferguson says he wants to help better his community because of his commitment to Christ.
I've also been a part of the streets, you know. I've been involved with gangs and been involved with drugs and alcohol and the list goes on. And then God turned my life around, you know, through Jesus Christ. And so I believe if he done it for me, he could do it for anyone.
Now at last report, an adult male is in police custody assisting with the investigation into the island's recent homicide. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Squire is newly stocked with Tommy Hilfiger, from clothing to shoes and accessories. Visit Esquires for the latest in men's fashion. Phone 352-8816. It's Barkin Shop's end of summer sale with 25% off excluding underwear and red tag items. Sales racks up to 50% off. October 27th, 28th, 29th, and the 30th.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are
on the best fiber internet. Super fast, with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rates, no delays. Best rates, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Mobile Go Bahamas is a technology-based company that offers merchants and consumers a variety of digital-based services through our app and kiosk machines. We have a presence on almost every island. We offer bill pay for GB Power, Cable Bahamas, Alive, BTC, Water and Sewage, BPL, and we've recently added Grand Bahama Utility. In addition to bill pay services, we offer top-up services for BTC, Alive, Digicel, Haiti, and Jamaica, along with 70 other countries worldwide. Our kiosks are user-friendly and conveniently placed from Petro Express in East Grand Bahama, all of the focal stations, and many other locations throughout Central Grand Bahama, and as far as Express Food Mart in the West. Mobile Go, offering multiple products and services with a small footprint to work alongside any merchant in a store or mobile.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Construction is underway on the Evangeline Jervis Community Service Distribution Center, Hurricane Shelter, and Soup Kitchen. This multi-purpose building is expected to play a vital role in ensuring the safety and well-being of Grand Bahamians during the time of storm. Tonight, the organization gives an update on the construction of the building and plans moving forward. Hundreds of persons flocked to the Seventh-day Adventist Church during Hurricane Dorian, and on the second day, a portion of the church was damaged by the storm, forcing 400 of those victims to move into the sanctuary for 5 days. But Pastor Eric Danny Clark of the church says the nonprofit organization, the Evangeline Jervis Center, realized quickly the need for the construction of a hurricane shelter.
Our members, and I salute them, they decided that they were not going to allow that to happen again. And hence was born the idea that we would build a hurricane shelter, a professional building that was self-sufficient. At least 4 feet in its foundation, with a generator and with solar and deep well, etc., that would meet the needs of the community.
The organization broke ground for the shelter and soup kitchen in February 2020. And despite the pandemic, they worked eagerly to begin construction of the 4,200 square feet building, which will be used and include showers, lockers, a large kitchen, and a dining area all year round. Community Services Director Arlene Sands excited about the way forward.
5 days a week from Monday to Friday, we distribute food, clothing, and whatever else needs we can meet, we seek to do that. We do not have government funding, or we're not backed by any big organization. Hence, today we are here to sensitize the public of Grand Bahama that we need you to support us, to partner with us, to help us make this dream a reality.
The center will also have portable partitions to keep families together, as well as it will be used for seminars and educational forums for the public. Representatives from the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the Disaster Relief Foundation also on hand to pledge support.
Through the Disaster Relief Foundation, we are certainly prepared to provide food supplies and any other assistance that we can. We're also very pleased that you have an ongoing soup kitchen that's going to be happening every day. And so whatever we can do to be able to assist and to be able to help, we will do it. And we want to encourage the community as well.
Superintendent of the Methodist Church, Pastor Kenneth Lewis, as well as committee member Lawrence Palmer, also encouraging the public to support the shelter that will benefit the Grand Bahama community.
This is not only historical, but it is a wonderful spiritual endeavor.
So we stand here solidly in support of this venture, and my appeal is to the corporate community that we all join forces, that we all get on board, that each of us do our part.
The center will be constructed at a cost of $650,000 and is expected to be completed by April 2022. Now, if you wish to contribute to the construction of the Evangeline Jervis Community Distribution Center, you can do so at Bank of the Bahamas. That branch number is 159, and it's in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Also, the account number is 135005631. In other news, the Ministry of Youth to take a critical look at mental health challenges among young people. This is Youth Month, and the ministry will hold two main initiatives with a focus on our young people, a hybrid mental health presentation in partnership with the Grand Bahama Resilience Center entitled The Unveil tomorrow evening. Youth Officer Carla Brown Roker says that the presentation seeks to raise the awareness of mental health issues young people are plagued with and use that platform to offer help.
We have seen recent stories where young persons not being able to handle the pressures that they are facing resort to other means. And we would like to shed some light on the issue of mental health, the challenges that our young people are facing in this new normal, and giving them the opportunity to share and to get the help that they need to get through.
Beijing Rogers, a mental health specialist, will lead the discussion. Schools will be represented online and in studio and dialogue with this group.
We invite all young persons between the ages of 15 and 25 to join us. Some of us will be in studio at the Resilience Center, while others will be joining us via Zoom. Let's talk about it. Let's look at the issues that have been plaguing so many of us, and let's agree that it's okay to talk about the challenges you're having and find means in which we can get the help needed.
And that's a look at stories making news on this Thursday. Here's a check on what's happening in sports.
This is ZNS Total Sports, your one and only source for sports in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Starting things off in the NBA tonight, Grand Bahama native Buddy Hield and the Sacktown Kings tipping off against DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns. Starting off in the first quarter with 2 minutes remaining, Buddy Hield had his defensive game turned on with a block shot against Devin Booker, Kings ball. In the second quarter, Holmes gets the rebound off a missed shot. Ball goes up court to Buddy Hield. He takes it for the drive. The defense is there. He dishes it back to Holmes for the assist. A little over 2 minutes left in the second quarter. The Kings are down by 9. Holmes and Buddy going to work again. This time, Buddy comes off the screen and drains the three-point jumper and also draws a foul for a 4-point play. Let's go to the third now. Buddy Hield picks off this pass and takes it up court. He goes for the shot. That's no good. Kings get the offensive rebound. The pass back out to Hield. He dishes it to Mitchell. Great pump fake. He goes for the shot. That's no good as well. Barnes get the rebound, dishes it back to Hield. He goes for the shot and gets it. The bench is fired up. Kings lead 80-73. Fourth quarter action now. It's Hield being aggressive on this play. This is pure footwork with great ball handling to get the 2 points. 84-77 the score. A few moments later, Kings ball again. It's Buddy showing his range on the court, pulling up from 28 feet and drains it. And to the highlight of the night, the score tied at 107, 1.4 seconds left on the clock. Fox give the inbound pass to Barnes. Buzzer beater, he gets it. The Kings win 110-107. Buddy Hield led the Kings with 26 points. They are now 2-2 and will tip off against New Orleans on Friday, October 29th. On the other side, DeAndre Ayton dominated the boards. He had 21 points to go along with 21 rebounds. They will tip off on Saturday, October 30th against the Cavaliers. Kai Jones and the Hornets are now 4-1 of the season after topping the Magic 120-111. They will face the Miami Heat on Friday, October 29th. And that is your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Until next time, make it a great one.
Step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Come on down to World's Wholesale on Queens Highway in the Bamboo East Complex, opposite Yeager Funeral Home, where we sell the highest quality hurricane impact windows, doors, metal roofs, and hurricane shutters at the best prices you can find. Visit our store Monday to Friday.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Hey guys, welcome to Health Bites. We're doing it a little different this week. I'm going to tell you about a white powder. It's been helping me get through tough workout days. Don't worry, it's not what it looks like. It's creatine monohydrate that can help change your whole workout experience. Check it out. Come in a little closer, let me tell you about the white powder. Now, creatine is already in our bodies, so it's not a foreign substance that you're taking. It's one of the most studied supplements out there, so it's been proven to be healthy and effective. It's a lot of myths around creatine. I'm going to cover first. First of all, it doesn't cause hair loss. It's not going to damage your liver or kidneys. It's not going to shrink your testicles. So have no fear. Creatine is perfectly safe and effective, as it's been proven. Now, some of the benefits are that it's going to help you with your strength and muscle building. So if you're in the gym, you're trying to build muscle, you need something to put you over the edge. Creatine is one of those supplements that you, as a must-have for your muscle building regimen. Another benefit of creatine is it also helps with fat loss. Most people don't know that, but creatine can also help you lose up to 2% of body fat while you're on it. Third benefit is that creatine helps with your mental cognition. So it also helps your brain function. So it'll help build muscle, burn fat, and make you smarter. Why would you want to take it? So here it is, creatine monohydrate. We have it available here at the Fitness Connection. Come in and check it out. It comes in pill and powder form. Do not snort it. That was just for the video. But come in and get yours.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Attention, all building contractors and home owners. Connaught Bahamas, your competent home improvement store, now has in stock kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, porcelain tiles, vinyl and laminated flooring, PVC windows, and so much more. Visit any one of our 4 locations today: Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, or Eleuthera, where we are committed to offering excellent customer service. You dream it, we design it, we deliver it.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Cherise Adderley, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we are indeed grateful for your support. And that is going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Arkeson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, the Bahamas, the recipient of a multi-million-dollar gift. The ongoing debate over value-added tax. Efforts underway to level the playing field in Exuma. And COVID hospitalizations head south. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. The Bahamas on the receiving end of a big-ticket donation that's intended to tighten border protection, aiding in the fight against illegal migration, poaching, and more. Lloyd Allen has tonight's top story.
A $2.4 million radar satellite donated by the U.S. government set to pave the way for a new level of security here in the Bahamas.
I wish to extend our gratitude to the U.S. government for the generous donation of the Coral Harbor MSS radar, which will aid us in combating illegal drugs and weapons, human smuggling, and poaching, and other prohibited activities within our waters.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis at the Coral Harbor Defense Force Base Thursday for the handing over of a multi-million-dollar satellite, noting that due to the Bahamas and the United States proximity, border protection is pivotal to national security.
Given that the island of Bimini is only 50 miles away from the state of Florida, it is no surprise that we share many of the same challenges in patrolling and securing our waters. This shared interest makes the sharing of resources, equipment, and information essential to making this region a safer place.
U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Usha Pitts adds that the donation helps strengthen the bilateral relations the Bahamas and the United States have endured for decades.
The more time I spend here, the more I realize how difficult it is to administer this archipelago on so many levels, but especially on the security level. So I am very proud that the U.S. military and the RBDF can cooperate to help the Bahamas truly gain control over their own territory.
NORAD Commander General Glenn Van Herrick says the newest installment will be linked to an existing satellite, strengthening the scope of surveillance.
This site will be linked with the existing location at Great Anagua and expanded sites at Great Exuma Island and Ragged Island to form a network of a series of radars presenting an outstanding opportunity for information sharing between our countries.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Munro, shared these added details.
The radar will permit identification of threatening activities and anomalous behavior. Being able to acquire such a system where it did not exist previously strengthens the foundation that now exists and is a critical step in building a regional partnership and strengthening security.
Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Well, such news come as a suspected smuggling operation is foiled here in the capital. Authorities sharing with our news team that the Defense Force got a call for assistance around 9:15 last evening after a vessel was spotted in the area of Jaws Beach taking on a number of suspected migrants for what is believed to be the first leg of a smuggling operation into the United States. Police say when they pulled into the area, they saw a large number of people running into nearby bushes. This as the suspected vessel took off at sea. We are told 6 Haitian nationals, that's 3 males, 2 females, and an infant, were caught in the bushes. One of them reported that he only dropped his friend out there to catch a boat to Miami, Florida. Now, as the story goes, those who fled the scene left behind 8 private vehicles that were subsequently towed by police. Meantime, an RBDF go-fast boat was dispatched to the area to search for the getaway vessel. Fast forward to 11:45 p.m. and Defense Force officers intercepted the boat with an estimated 37 people on board. Among the group, 20 males, 11 females, 4 boys ages 1, 3, 5, and 17 years, and 2 girls, 10 months and 2 years, all the captured Haitian nationals. The operation was led by Chief Immigration Officer Thurston, officer in charge of the Carmichael Road Detention Center, and senior immigration officers Flowers, Brown, and Roll. Well, fair is fair. That's the takeaway from that portion of Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper's address this morning relating to vacation rentals. Cooper, the keynote speaker at the one-day Exuma Business Outlook seminar, told stakeholders that the government plans to more closely monitor and regulate this market.
We plan to have registration and inspection of vacation rental properties for the safety of our guests, for the protection of our product and our destination. The Ministry of Tourism have already asked the department to build out requirements for doing this on a framework where we can enable it very quickly. While it will be a cabinet level decision, I can tell you that I will recommend that VAT be required on vacation rentals.
And here's the reasoning behind that.
As it stands, hotels pay taxes and vacation rentals. Homes don't, which frankly, in my view, many of these homes are owned by non-residents who we welcome and we love. Many don't live here in Exuma on a full-time basis. Many of them are competing with hotels, sometimes with the benefit of the government's marketing and infrastructural spend, sometimes with concessions, but not paying much back into the Treasury. We're also planning to regulate activities like car rentals, boat rentals, and immigration and matters reserved for Bahamians and subject to strict licensing. We must ensure that Exuma entrepreneurs does not face unfair, unlicensed competition. We hear this a lot, and we're going to do something about it.
Well, speaking of taxes, as widely touted on its campaign trail, the government's putting its wheels in motion to reduce value-added tax from 12% to 10% come January 1st. The tax break for 1 complete year. The big question is what happens after? Responding, Minister of Economic Affairs, the Honorable Michael Alkitis, shared this rationale with reporters.
Our idea is that we should be able to exist with 10 going forward. We've already started our efforts in terms of, you've heard us speak about the Revenue Enhancement Unit and bringing in that unit to make sure that other taxes that are owed to the government, we can collect them. We feel fairly optimistic, well, I should say very optimistic, but you always want to be cautious when you're dealing with COVID. We feel optimistic about the economy. We see good demand. We see some activity due to the opening up. And so we believe that we can exist with a 10, with a growing economy, improved revenue administration.
Now, with the 2% VAT slash comes the elimination of the zero VAT rating on certain items. While the Prime Minister did not disclose what those items are, at this point, bread basket items and medications are VAT-free at the point of sale. Halkita says the plan now is to step up enforcement efforts as it relates to the pricing of bread basket items.
People at the lowest income level spend about 25% of their income or their spending is spent on food. So 75% goes on something else. So the 75% that goes on something else that's valuable, they're going down from 12 to 10. From the items that were on the bread baskets and were other zero rated, now there'll be a 10% VAT. But what we're saying is, we understand it's an emotional issue. Now we know that it gets to be a very hot political issue, but our job is to do what we think it's in the best interest of the country.
A marked decrease in COVID hospitalizations as reflected on the October 26th and 27th dashboards. The former showed a total of 78 hospitalizations with 13 people in the intensive care unit. One day later, those numbers slid to 67 and 5 respectively. As for cases, the two-day period pulled in a combined total of 45 new infections, 23 on Tuesday, 22 on Wednesday. Together, New Providence accounted for 38 of those cases, Grand Bahama 3, Eleuthera 2, Inagua 1, while the location of another is pending. At last count, 21,079 people had recovered from the virus, 14 of them that day. Some 213 tests were completed on Wednesday, 6 of them repeats, while another 5 returned inconclusive results. Well, Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, providing more insight on COVID-19 testing requirements. He indicated that it is mandatory for testing facilities to report rapid antigen test and RT-PCR tests so that the country can get an accurate picture of the COVID-19 situation.
Every lab or testing facility through the country have been instructed to report their findings so that it could be incorporated in our database so that we can get a true indication of where we are with COVID. I assure you that the 2 pieces of regulations that will be tabled in the House of Assembly on the way forward in managing the pandemic addresses the absolute essential criteria for labs to report what's going on. And if you do not report, you are subjected to penalties.
He also clarified the government's position as it relates to mandatory vaccinations for certain events, particularly with the Christmas season fast approaching.
We are now in Cabinet finalizing the 2 pieces of regulation under the current Health Management Act, which will guide us on how we put new rules in place, because we've made it very clear that on the 13th of November, the emergency orders would fall away and we would have to have legislation in place. Now, this has been brought up because there's some events that's coming to the country, sporting events, and we know from other parts of the world they can create a bubble. And so our team is looking on ways on how we can create a similar environment for these type of events.
Well, still to come in the Bahamas tonight, a look into the makings of a culinary student. That and more when we return. And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our Superfast Fiber Internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Ever since eating at KFC, Mark became the new savings icon. Get a KFC meal deal with 2 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, golden brown fries, a biscuit, and a soda for only $6.90 including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. WhatsApp HI to 557-3663. KFC Nassau. So good.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The government's finalizing some of its 140 board appointments. Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Clint Watson, telling members of the media this morning that Cabinet will again meet on Friday to wrap things up. Watson says critical board appointments have been dealt with first. These include Chairman of the Water and Sewage Corporation, North Eleuthera MP Sylvanus Petty, Executive Chairman of BAIC Leroy Major, Chairman of the Airport Authority Paul Bevins, Chairman of Lucayan Holdings Limited Julian Russell, Chairman of the Bahamas Development Bank Quentin Lightbourne, and BAMSI Chairman Senator Terrell Young.
The Bahamas Mortgage Corporation, the chairperson will be Ms. Barbara Cartwright. Bahamas Power and Light Chairman, Mr. Pedro Roll. Chairman for Bahamas Air, Mr. Anthony Kiki Varacas. Bahamas Air Navigation Services Authority, Ms. Wendy Craig. Civil Aviation Authority Chairman, Mr. Devad Francis. Gaming Board Chairman, Dr. Daniel Johnson. Chairman of the Hotel Corporation of the Bahamas, Senator the Honorable James Turner. Chairman Hotel Licensing Board Chairman, Mr. Roderick Colbrook. Chairman of the Nassau Flight Services, Senator the Honorable Ronald Duncombe. Chairman of the National Insurance Board, Mr. Philip McKinsey. Chairman of the Port Authority, Mr. Tavares LaRota. Executive Chairman of the Public Beaches and Parks Authority, MP Mr. Mikkel Bonnaby.
In other news, a strong appeal to parents with children having difficulty accessing education to reach out to those who can assist. Education, Technical and Vocational Training Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, stressed as much in the House of Assembly in a communication that spoke to efforts being made to reverse what's being deemed the cataclysmic impact the COVID-19 pandemic has had on learning.
I know it is difficult and can sometimes feel impossible, but we are all facing this national crisis together. We must do all that we can to ensure that our students, our children, our future are making the most of opportunities being provided. We need your support and collaboration for this to work. At times, sacrifices may be necessary and compromises will be made as we navigate this challenging time. If we want to achieve any measure of success, it can only be done through unity of purpose and parents, teachers, students, and administrators working together to make it happen.
Now, that's not the only hurdle to overcome. The minister went on to lament the state of several schools, both here in New Providence and the Family Islands.
It seems that the annual summer school repair effort has lagged, and it is now incumbent upon us in this new administration to accelerate those works so that when in-person classes are recommenced, as per the advice of the Minister of Health and Wellness, the physical plant of our schools will be in acceptable condition to welcome our children back.
Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, bemoaning what he called the heart-wrenching state of the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute, charging that the North Andros property has been neglected for years. Joining the minister on that tour, Parliamentary Secretary and MP for North Andros and the Berry Islands, Leonardo Lightbourne.
Disappointing that within the past 4.5 years, it seems nothing has been done. The policy and objectives of the Institute was changed to compete with farmers, and that wasn't the intention. Simple things such as providing electricity for the Institute hasn't been accomplished, and it seems that it's just been sitting there dormant. I made the comment that it reminded me of the ghost cities in China, where they build cities and just leave them.
The minister also spoke to the way forward for the Agriculture and Marine Science Institute.
We really need to change focus on getting to a point where that institute could really be what the intention was initially when the former administration created it, the Christie administration, to get to the point where we're not competing with farmers, but we're really providing institutional knowledge to assist farmers and assist them with knowledge, expertise, supplies, so that they can really be a part of this national effort to feed ourselves. My intention is to revive the vision for that institute, put some necessary focus to first provide electricity for the campus, and the institute could really could make that first giant step to be what it's supposed to be.
From the courts, two Atlantis casino croupiers facing formal charges in a magistrate's court for misappropriation of funds. 52-year-old Monique Ferguson and 46-year-old Cindy Martin are accused of 26 counts relating to the matter, including stealing by reason of employment, falsification of accounts, conspiracy, and money laundering. The two pleaded not guilty to the charges. They were granted bail in the amount of $200,000 with reporting conditions. The case has been adjourned to February 1st, 2022.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Hello, my name is Joan Evans. I am the Chief Financial Officer for Abundant Life Bible Church. One of my responsibilities is to ensure that the men and women who work in service to the ministry receive their monthly wages and that their NIB contributions are paid on time each month so that their NIB benefits are available when they need it. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when everything was shut down, the NIB Employer Self-Service Portal enabled me to make payments from anywhere. I didn't need to be in office or visit NIB, which I find physically challenging anyway. We got notice when NIB's ESS portal started, but we never registered to use it until March 2020, when COVID-19 protocols forced our hand. It was convenient and our payments were instantly credited to our NIB account. I still use it, even though I'm back in the sanctuary office. You should sign up today at ess@nib-bahamas.com.
Having a policy with Bahama Health is more than just health insurance. It's about feeling good knowing that your health and wellness is covered. It's about the confidence you feel knowing that your card is accepted by over 50 pharmacies and 400 local doctors. It's about peace of mind, knowing that when you travel, you have comprehensive coverage and our overseas partner is just a phone call away. It's about the security you feel, knowing that you're an important part of the family.
Join the family.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Virtual classes all well and good, but in the case of the University of the Bahamas Culinary Arts and Tourism Program, practical application is key. In this report, our Carla Palmer takes a look at the front end of the program and tells us of UB's plans to expand its offerings.
For years now, Choice's dining room on the University of the Bahamas campus has served as the training ground for students enrolled in the Culinary Arts and Tourism Studies program.
You always want to start from the outside of the table coming in, okay? From the outside coming in. If something drops, if a cover drop on the floor, you don't pick it up. You just take your feet and slide it under the table and inform the server you need additional cover, and the cover will be replaced.
Choice's dining room is where students actually have one part of their mandatory training, commonly referred to as the front of the house. Here, Chef Sterling Thompson, food service lecturer at UB, is responsible for training students as busboys or girls, waiters, food and beverage servers, and bar attendants.
Practical application is very, very important because you have to actually serve the food properly without bringing any danger to the guest or to yourself. For example, when serving something hot, you actually train the student, inform the students so that they have to use a splash guard. The principle here is actually customer satisfaction. The objective of the training exercise is to meet the guests and ensure that they, upon arriving, we meet and exceed their expectation as relate to service. That involves interacting with the guests at the table, ensuring that they're okay. Sometimes you have a guest come into the restaurant, may not be in a good mood. So as a server, your server role is to get to know that guest and to find out how they can change the attitude of that guest while at the restaurant.
18-year-old Mia Strawn is a freshman at UB, enrolled in the Culinary Arts program. She is one of 15 students in a training rotation every 14 weeks.
I've been baking from, I don't even know, but I was always in the kitchen because I was always hungry. So, I had to find a way to feed myself. But mostly on the sweet side, I would start off with box cakes, brownies, and then I wanted to know how could I make that myself. So my father would help me, and we would be in the kitchen all day making stuff and calling everybody over to just taste what I made, and everybody's so proud of it. And I just like to see the joy it brings on people's faces.
Interim Executive Director of Culinary Arts and Tourism Studies Unit at UB, Chef Mario Adderley, says finding qualified people in the field is the country's biggest challenge. Nevertheless, it's a problem the university will address.
We've been working for the past 6 years to develop our bachelor's in culinary arts. We go as far as an associate level, and that's good because it gets the students in the door, they get the exposure, they can advance. But we want to see our Bahamian chefs aspire to senior management posts, and for that they need to have a higher degree. And so fall 2022, we will be offering for the first time a bachelor's in culinary arts, and we hope to have our associates in pastry arts offered at the same time.
At present, over 300 students are enrolled in the Culinary Arts program. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Well, it's that time again, trick-or-treating, that is, and as many of us know, that usually means loads of candies in the mouths of youngsters. The sweet habit, a serious concern, though, for dentists. Bahamas Dental Association President Dr. Shamika Strawn is one of them. As Halloween nears, Strawn reminds parents that an excess amount of sugar on the teeth is not at all good for their children.
Most kids do not frequently see the dentist. There's a fear of the dentist. And so there's not a balance between the amount of sugar they're exposed to and actually receiving the proper oral health care or proper brushing techniques at home. For that reason, we're all the more concerned because of the amount of candy that's made available to kids around Halloween time. We have to be mindful that they're not only having this candy on Halloween day, but usually there are tons of candy that's stored at home in cupboards in these buckets that kids have access to for weeks after Halloween has passed. And even parents, in their effort not to have them have too many pieces. Kids being kids, they're going to find them and sneak them anyway. So we advise that if you're going to participate in Halloween and this trick-or-treat season, that when your kids participate, you discard of any additional candy, make sure that they're brushing, make sure they're flossing, and make sure they're getting their regular dental checkups.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
At BTC, a big part of our business is ensuring that we provide the products and services to our small business clients that will help to improve the way they do business. Sandy's Cafe here on Wolf Road, with a menu that can best be described as mouth-watering, is an example of how these products and services are helping to keep businesses and their customers better connected.
Well, Sandy's Cafe has been around for almost 6 years, 6+ years. Sandy's Cafe itself. Ms. Wilson has been cooking for nearly 30 years. And, we just love what we do. We're passionate about feeding people. We love the expression that they get when they take their first bite and they know, hey, well, Sandy's hit the spot. So we go above and beyond with our customer service as well as the presentation of our food. We're open Monday to Saturday, 9 to 6. And we love BTC because what's not to love about them? We have unlimited data, Wi-Fi package, we have Flow TV, and we have 2 phone lines that are always ringing busy with customers. Whenever we post a photo, we get a call right a minute after, and we really love that.
Contact BTC Business today and see how it can help your business to grow. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Be well, and be back here next. BTC Connection.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
COVID-19 attacked our personal and national psyche. We fought back. We adjusted our consciousness so that we could wrap our minds around the impossible and unbelievable things we were going through. But guess what? Nobody escaped. That means there was nobody who was too pretty, too cute, too important, too holy, or too rich to escape the mental trauma and battering of COVID-19. We can allow COVID-19 to destroy us or defeat us, or we can make a decision right now to act in a manner that supports wellness for ourselves and for the nation. So let's act to restore and sustain our personal sense of well-being and our national mental health status. We're all involved. It's that important.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
That's you? Girl, don't be calling my name in public like that. What you saying?
Hey, radio, why you here?
Come to get my car license.
Yeah, but you don't have to be here.
No?
No, you could just go to My Gateway. My Gateway is a fast, easy, and secure way to access and pay all government services online.
So what you do?
I went to mygateway.gov.bs, registered with a government-issued ID, and bam, I was done. I scheduled an appointment, And in less than 20 minutes, I was straight.
Oh, shoot.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Your risk of developing colon cancer is increased if you have a personal history of colorectal cancer or colon polyps, a family history of colon cancer, or inflammatory bowel diseases such as ulcerative colitis. Other factors that can increase your risk of developing colon cancer are low fiber, high fat diets, a sedentary lifestyle, obesity, smoking, and alcohol. You can take steps to reduce your risk of colon cancer by making specific lifestyle changes. Eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods contain fiber, minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants, which may play a role in cancer prevention. Drink alcohol in moderation or not at all. Do not smoke. Exercise with a goal of getting in at least 30 minutes each day. If you've been inactive, start slowly and gradually build up to 30 minutes. Also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise program. Maintain a healthy weight. If you're at a healthy weight, maintain it by combining a well-balanced diet with daily exercise. If you need to lose weight, ask your doctor about healthy ways to achieve your goal. Colon cancer screening can also help to prevent colon cancer or lead to its early detection when treatment is most effective. If you're 45 years or older, speak to your doctor about having a colonoscopy or some form of colon cancer screening that may be appropriate for you. I'm Dr. Eugene Marcus Cooper. Pay attention to your health. Get the facts and discuss colon cancer with your physician today.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Last week's pilot program on Inagua leading to the completion of some 83 rapid antigen tests, roughly 20% of that island's population. According to numbers, Health and Wellness Minister, the Honourable Dr. Michael Darville shared during a communication in Parliament on Wednesday.
Of the person tested, 3 were positive. Of the 3 that were positive, 2 were persons from the same family. All of the positive cases were asymptomatic, and they were subsequently isolated. Contact tracing is ongoing. However, based on these results, and I'm pleased to report, community spread on the island of Great Inagua was ruled out.
Now, that testing team was in North Eleuthera yesterday. There they conducted free testing on Harbour Island, Gregory Town, and Lower Bogue.
These communities were selected due to the spike in COVID-19 cases. From North Eleuthera, our team will move to the Berry Islands, conduct a similar exercise, and the process continues. We will receive positive feedback from these exercises, and in Inagua, the residents were happy to know their COVID-19 status.
Over on Cat Island, authorities are following up on a fire that destroyed 5 stalls at the regatta site there. Press Secretary Clint Watson says Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis, who's also that island's MP, will ensure residents get what's needed to avoid a reoccurrence.
We're waiting a report from police as to what led to the fire. It's important for you to understand that the Member of Parliament, who is the Prime Minister, has been working with the District Council, the Red Cross and Northern Command to get water bowsers on the island that is used. One is already in the north at the police station and one is in the south. It's important to also know that equipment is actually the equipment of choice on family islands nowadays. These equipment can be used, can use fresh or salt water to be able to use it. And it's also based on the type of fire, the agent can still be used in the apparatus, whether it's oil fire, or, you know, whatever it is, they can use the agent that's specified. The fire can fit in this apparatus as well. But to the people of the Prime Minister is aware of it. He has dispatched teams from the various agencies to be on the ground and just provide whatever assistance they can, not only to the families affected, but also to the matter and to the situation.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. Outside of our studios this evening, we are under mostly cloudy skies. 86 degrees is the current temperature. Relative humidity at 74%. We are west-southwest winds at around 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,011.3 millibars. That's 29.86 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 84 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll, Key, and Marsh Harbor, Dakota, Berry Islands. 83, Allenstown, Bimini, 84. 83 in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma reporting 85. It's also 85 in Camp Space, South Andres. Fresh Creek, Central Andres at 84 degrees. Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma, all at 83 degrees. Rygat Island, Clarence Town, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands at 84. 85 in Matthew Town, Nagua, and Turks and Caicos Islands also at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands tonight, southwest winds, speeds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet, low tide 8:39 tonight. And then in the central islands, we'll have a southerly flow at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights also 2 to 4 feet. For the southeast Bahamas, light and variable winds with flat seas 1 to 3 feet. And then on Friday, in the northwestern parts of our country, an advancing cold front will see winds blowing out of the southwest to west initially at 15 to 20 knots. Behind the front, the winds will swing out of the northwest, increasing further 15 to 25 knots. Wave heights initially 4 to 7 feet. They will be building 5 to 8 feet over the ocean, creating very choppy conditions. Low tide 8:32 in the morning, high tide at 2:57 in the afternoon. Now for the central islands, the winds will be southwest at 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. The light and variable conditions will continue in the southeast Bahamas. And as we take you into Saturday, for both the northwest and central Bahamas, we'll have a westerly flow, 15 to 20 knots with 4 to 7 foot seas. Caution flags will remain in place for boaters. Low tide 9:36 in the morning, high tide at 3:55 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas, south to southwest, 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Extended weather forecast is still ahead.
The past is what drives us, but it is no more. In it, we learn valuable lessons about where we came from. The future is what we aspire to, but it is yet to be written. Thinking about it allows us to plan for a better tomorrow. The present is the only thing we possess right now. It is the moment when we rise to the occasion, so that we stand in the beauty and wonder of who we are, where our strength really matters, because our resilience speaks for itself. We plan for where we are today, a strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were, and now you get to see who we are. We are alive.
Shop for sweet savings at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Kellogg's assorted cereals, family size, $4.99. Rainbow evaporated milk, large, 2 for 99 cents. Campbell's vegetable soup, 10.5 ounce, 2 for $2.25. Red, green, or black seedless grapes, $2.99 per pound. Bone-in chicken breast, $1.79 per pound. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Opens, which means a new agenda for education. 2 ministers with passion for education and the development of our youth. The Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin and the Minister of State, the Honorable Zane Lightbourne. Minister Lightbourne shares his vision for education.
I'm looking forward to legislation, education, the new Education Act will be enforced. We are looking forward to that. Also moving education out of the public service, because we realize the giant of the public service creates a bureaucracy that frustrates teachers, frustrates other educators, managers, administrators. We want to be able to manage our HR matters. We want to be able to bring new curriculum and force to cause students to have an appreciation for not only our culture and the ministry, but to get an appreciation for savings in the economy and regular day life. So we're looking for the part of technical vocational training to be expanded, and all of the new systems that we plan to put in place to cause that to happen.
The State Minister stresses the importance of stakeholder involvement in the education process.
I think that all of our stakeholders need to understand that this is a journey. We're going to need all hands on deck. So parents who have not been involved before in their children's lives would have to now be very much involved in this process. We have persons at the Ministry of Education who will do their part to make sure that we supply our teachers with the necessary equipment, with the necessary support that they would need in order to impart quality education to our children.
I'm Adama Williams for Ed Talk.
Want to stay in the know? Subscribe. Text 819-BMOE. That's 819-2663. Remember to like and subscribe to our social media platforms.
This portion of the news brought to you by Genuine Care, keeping you home while you're away.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
The World Boxing Championships taking place this week in Serbia. The Bahamas represented by a 2-member team. Carl Heels was in the ring yesterday in the 71-kilogram division. He put up a good fight but came out on the losing end against his American opponent. Rashield Williams also lost his opener in the 67-kilogram division against an opponent from the Republic of Georgia. Sports Minister, the Honorable Mario Bowlegs, looking to relaunch the Sports in Paradise brand. He made that known during a courtesy call from officials of the North Central American and Caribbean Athletics Confederation. Minister Bowlegs says athletics is one of those sporting disciplines that has placed the Bahamas on the map and consequently will be an integral part of the rebranding.
Once NACAC is able to come and provide us with information or a blueprint similar to what is used by Canada, you know, in order for us to succeed in the Caribbean, we must be able to use blueprints by those who have gone before us in order for us to make a positive impact on the various disciplines in sports inside the Caribbean. And so with that being said, any information that NACAC can provide my government and this ministry that would help us put plans in place that can be a positive impact not only on the country, but also on this ministry. We definitely look forward for those ideas that would allow us to raise to the next level and allow this country to be able to host those major events to have that impact as it relates to Sports in Paradise.
Minister Bowleg also spoke to whether the Bahamas would look into bringing back the World Relays.
The next World Relays is scheduled for 2025, as I was told, and I believe we have sufficient time to make a presentation for the possibility to host. I think I have all of the knowledge around me with President Mike Sands here and the P3As and Tim Munnings, and I believe that they should be able to help me put the proposal together that we can take it to Cabinet and get our approval from Cabinet to proceed forward.
Two Bahamians went head-to-head last night in the NBA. Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings got out to a slow start against DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns. However, the Kings would battle back and they won at the buzzer. Both Buddy and DeAndre performed well on the night. Buddy had a side-high 26 points, while DeAndre finished with 21 points and 21 rebounds.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
COVID-19 attacked our personal and national psyche. We fought back. We adjusted our consciousness so that we could wrap our minds around the impossible and unbelievable things we were going through. But guess what? Nobody escaped. That means there was nobody who was too pretty, too cute, too important, too holy, or too rich to escape the mental trauma and battering of COVID-19. We can allow COVID-19 to destroy us or defeat us, or we can make a decision right now to act in a manner that supports wellness for ourselves and for the nation. So let's act to restore and sustain our personal sense of well-being and our national mental health status. We're all involved. It's that important.
Carol.
Right here, man, right here.
Carol.
Hey.
You vaccinated?
Bro, I keep telling you, it don't really make sense to get vaccinated because all the people who get vaccinated, they still dying.
You don't be listening to the vaccine committee press conference. Dr. Dal Regis has been given real statistics. I actually have it ready on my phone. Hey, 6 people, brother. Out of 411 hospitalizations, 400 were unvaccinated. 11 had one dose and none were fully vaccinated. And out of 53 COVID deaths, 52 were unvaccinated. One had one dose. And all the people who were fully vaccinated, ain't none of them dead.
I hear that all the vaccinated people still die. That's what they say.
See, I didn't tell you about getting your information on WhatsApp. Go to reputable sources, OPM, the Ministry of Health, CDC, or the World Health Organization. I can send you the links, man.
I'm here at the Dixon Hill Lighthouse in San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
All
older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In a replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
Be the future with Bahamas Protected.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the Bahamas and in Bahamian women. At present, we are unable to prevent breast cancer, but performing screening mammograms can detect breast cancer at its earliest when there are no symptoms and when it is more likely to be treated successfully. All women should have a primary health care provider who is aware of their medical history, family history, and risk factors. Women 40 to 45 years can choose whether to start screening in consultation with their physician. All women 45 to 54 years should have an annual mammogram. Women older than 55 years can have a yearly mammogram or choose to have one every 2 years. Monthly breast self-exams in conjunction with the mammogram can increase the odds of early detection. Be proactive about your health.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, relatively quiet, save for this area of low pressure, which is moving towards the east. It has a low chance, about a 30% chance of becoming a subtropical low over the next day or so. And satellite pictures showing a strong frontal system right across central Florida that is pushing towards the south and east. Some of the clouds are already starting to spread across the northwest Bahamas, so we'll see an increase in cloudiness. Showers will be pushing into the extreme northwest Bahamas late tonight and during the early morning hours. Some of those showers could be heavy at times. Our forecast for tonight calls for considerable cloudiness, a bit on the humid side, with thunderstorms developing as that frontal boundary gets closer. 77 degrees will be your low temperature tonight. And tomorrow, we're looking at cloudy once again, a bit on the breezy side, with thunderstorms and showers heavy at times along that frontal boundary. The frontal boundary itself should push through the capital sometime in the afternoon hours. 86 degrees will be your high temperature tomorrow, and the extended weather forecast pretty wet as that front passes, but things will start to dry out a bit on Saturday, with showers becoming less frequent. Sunday, lots of sunshine in our forecast, and we'll see temperatures in the low 80s during the daytime and low 70s during the nighttime. Makishla?
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And as we celebrate our 44th year of television broadcasting, it feels great to be your home. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
It's been a 2-year journey since we ratified Power to Prosper, the BPL Strategic Plan 2020 to 2025. In that 2 years, we've made significant progress turning the company around, together with the hard work and dedication of our skillful and committed team members. First, let's look at reliability and efficiency. The improvement is clear. BPL suffers fewer interruptions in power, and they don't last as long. Perhaps the most critical measure is the fact that there were more than 76% fewer feeder trips in fiscal year 2020 versus fiscal year 2021. That means there was an overwhelming reduction in the number of times the lines supplying power to our customers would have lost power for any reason. We've added energy-efficient, fuel-flexible engines to our fleet. 132 megawatts of Wärtsilä engines at Station A in Clifton Pier, plus the 33-megawatt General Electric TM2500 aeroderivative gas turbine at Blue Hills Power Station. Our grid in New Providence has benefited from the improved reliability, flexibility, and efficiency of these engines. We're also excited that both the Wärtsilä engines and the TM2500 can run on liquefied natural gas as well, which is directly in line with our future growth plans. We've embraced technological advances at BPL in unprecedented ways, and those advances are making a difference. Our Generation Control Center at the Big Pond Complex brings control of 100% of BPL's generating assets on New Providence into the same physical space for the first time. This will significantly increase efficiency of fleet management and allow